bits about who I am. My name is Miss Stacy, and I have 3 children, 2 of which are adults now. A 24-year-old and a 23-year-old, gonna be 20. Oh no, she's 22, gonna be 23. So pour that in here. And then I have a young one, which is 16, gonna be 17. My oldest son, which is 24, heading on to 25, is a Marine. So he's employed right now. And my daughter, which she graduated from college when she was 21 with a bachelor's degree and a minor, and she became an archaeologist for a bit. And then with everything going on, there's not much want for archaeology work, and traveling is not something you can do at the moment. So she's going to grad school up in Florida and changing her career path to clinical mental health. So then my youngest, and I think this is the reason for her career choice, is my youngest is a special needs. So you might see him in and out of here. And, you know, he's just a little different because of his needs. So don't mind him. He's sleeping right now. Got the days and nights mixed up. Anyways, that's probably why, I know that's why she's chose that path. She wants to be able to help her brother. So, I'm teary-eyed. Anywho, that's that. And I've been married. Shoot, my anniversary was just the other day. I've been married for 26 years to my high school sweetheart. He and I met. I was 14 when we met. We got married when I was 18. I didn't even graduate from high school when we got married. That's just how it was back then, you know. My parents, my grandma, my mom were like, "You guys are up to no good. You better be getting married." So before I knew it, I was married. That's okay. I love him, and we've been together thick and thin for all these years. And I stay home, take care of my son. And we do a lot of homesteading things for the last 17 years. And you know, a lot of that got ramped up in medicinal herbs and growing all that and just doing all our own food when our son, his needs became more apparent a few years ago. So we want to just be able to be as healthy as we can, especially for him. But again, you know, I let him have a few things here and there, little treats like some soda once in a while. You know, I'm not like all about just being all healthy, which is, you know, there's an evenness to everything. He's such a good boy, he deserves it. Anyways, we'd raised goats for 15 years, and with my kids grown and gone, I just don't want to do it no more. So we don't have no goats anymore. Just cutting the hooves and take care of them. It's just me, you know, I already have a full plate in my hands. So, we just do chickens, rabbits, and ducks for a few years now, and that's just right for us. You know, if I was younger, you know, I look young. My daughter says I look young. When I was younger, I might do a cow here and there, but you know, now it's just us with my son at home, my youngest. We just buy organic beef at the store. Thinking about doing pigs though. I really am thinking about that. Because we process, our own poultry. I am thinking about doing pigs, but I'm not there yet. It's enough work just doing the chickens and the ducks. Also redoing my house, trying to make it as clean as possible. And ripping out all that carpet. We had this carpet in our house for 15 years and ripping it all out and I put wood floors in my living room. That was just a lot of work for me. I do everything around here. My husband works and I like to do projects, so I'm the one that does all that stuff, and he does electrical. I don't do no electrical, but I'll do everything else. I'm the builder. I'm your jack of all trades. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I put that flooring in and just finished that up. Took me a long time. I got it on sale at Lumber Liquidator, and it just wasn't. It's that click stuff, and it just wasn't going together. So I ended up they wouldn't take no returns because of COVID, so I couldn't even return it. So I ended up having to glue every single piece of wood together so it wouldn't fall out of the channels that they were trying to click in. Anyways, long story short, got it done, and my living room looks so beautiful now. And I'm just staining my bedroom floors and sealing them, and I only did my room so far, and I'm just tired, and summer's coming, and I'm just going to take a break because I got to focus on the garden and outdoor chores, and I'll pick up where I left off in the fall, redoing the house. Well, the carpet, getting all the rest of the bedrooms done. It's only 3 bedrooms, so I only have 2 more rooms left. Anyways, back to my salsa. Alright, we're going to stir this up here. I put some minced onion, or onion powder, garlic powder, just a little bit. And some recipes call for like thyme, and I just don't like that herb. So you put whatever herbs you want in it. It's not going to affect the processing time. What affects the processing time, or how you process, what I should say, is the acid. So if you don't want to put all the acid in and vinegar, then you're going to have to pressure can it. So, but I like the taste of the vinegar. Let's see, we need to spice this up. We'll put some cumin in here. I got some cumin. Cumin's good. Oh, of course we got a bunch of cumin. I'm just going to shake it on in there. So anyways, my son, my youngest son, he grew up just like all the other kids, nothing wrong, nothing. Around age 10, he had those little differences that that little kid is a little bit quirky, but he was on the soccer team, and all the kids, they just started doing other things. My son was still interested in playing toys, It turned out, we found out he just was on the autism spectrum, but higher functioning, no problem, nothing, no big deal, no need for diagnosing or anything, we don't want to label him, right? So, but then when he was 13, he got strep throat, and he just, like a light switch, changed overnight. Vocal tics. I thought he, seeing things, repetitive behaviors. All of a sudden he had Tourette's. He lost the ability to write, to do cursive. He couldn't do school anymore. He lost the ability to tie his shoes. And I took him to the doctor. Me being close to my son, I know how he was. I took him to the doctor, and they're like, oh no, it's because he's autistic. At puberty, they go through all this. And, you know, it's not my first rodeo. I have 2 older kids. I know what's normal and what's not, and I know my son, and I know it wasn't his autism. I know that part of him, and that part of him is just fine. You don't wake up overnight acting like a completely different child. Like, it just was, it's hard for me to talk about, but, you know, I'm only saying this because you might see him in here and wonder why he's acting that way. So, anyways, he's asleep right now. I don't talk about it around him because he's smart. He knows what's going on. So, he never went to, we live out in the country here, and we just would go to the doctor for physicals and stuff. He never had a medical record until this happened. And so the sad thing is I didn't even have a pediatrician because he's my 3rd kid, and I didn't have anybody to vouch for his behavior change medically wise. So they were like, oh no, you know, because he appeared to be just acting like a normal autistic behaviors, but tenfold. How, you know, it took all of his little quirks and 20 times sensory issues. He never had sensory issues. He never had any of these issues. I mean, if they were there, they were minimal. You know, I mean, a little bit. He, you know, took everything he had and just made it more. And every time he would get sick, see, eventually it just went up. Okay, so I took him to the doctor again. I was like, you know, we all have strep throat. And she goes, well, let me just give him antibiotics. And you all antibiotics. Because he probably had strep throat. And as soon as he got the antibiotics, all these symptoms just kind of faded away. And I, you know, it just was a couple months of him acting just like himself again. But with those little changes still. Something changed permanently. He couldn't sleep in his own room anymore. He still couldn't write. He still couldn't tie his shoes. He still couldn't do all these fine motor skills. And he was talking different. He was doing repetitive behaviors, but it wasn't as, there's so many levels to this thing he has. It ratchets up and then it ratchets down, but he remains changed. So anyways, now he's 16. I've been fighting with the doctors to get my son help. We've been going to UCSF. We live in California. We've been going to UCSF, all these doctors, trying to get some help for my boy. And now, you know, they just didn't really take me seriously. Because every single time he gets sick, you smell the medicine, you smell on your kid's breath. You know, when you have babies, you smell that sick smell. And every time he gets sick, I'm going to put this on the stove to cook. We cook this for 10 minutes, okay? Alright. Oh, shit. Ooh, sorry. Shoot. I'm going to put some spices in there. So, anyways, we got the cumin, the garlic, let's get some salt. We need some salt. So, anyways, I'm getting distracted. We're going to put a good amount of salt. We're going to just do it to taste here. Finally, the doctors are seeing what's going on, though, this last time. And so with each sickness, he gets worse and something gets left behind. He's having some type of damage. And so he would get sick, and then he would lose another ability to do something. Or his cognitive function declined. And he would thank goodness his personality would come back. But when he gets sick, he can't do anything. He gets stuck. And I swear he had PANDAS. And I would tell all these doctors, my son has PANDAS, and it's look it up, but no one would believe me because it's a controversial thing. So they wouldn't do anything. And they're like, oh, they did all kinds of tests. We had hundreds of tests just to prove me wrong almost. But nothing came up. He had genetics tests, everything, nothing would pop up. I mean, and finally, this is the 4th year going on. He has really good doctors at Valley Children's Hospital that are trying to get referrals. All they could do is refer me, and everyone that they refer me to they want to pass the buck, right? They don't know what's going on, and they just don't want to handle it. They just blame it on, saying that's probably just how it is, but it's not. So now his doctors, because we had to get a pediatrician at 13 for this, she's seen the changes and she understands what I'm talking about now. And so this last time in November 2020, my son got really, really sick. Allergies will just do it. And he lost the ability to speak now. And he lost the ability to go to the bathroom. And thank goodness we've regained that, because that just was so hard. So we're on it's a wave. We go up and down, and we're on the mend now. Which, it's like here's an example, it's like someone that has a stroke and has to recover. That's how he is. We'll put more salt in. Once we start cooking this, and to taste, we'll add as we go. And the only thing I'm going to end up adding is like cayenne pepper and red pepper and maybe some chili pepper, just all the taste. So I'm going to put this on the stove here in a bit. It's a lot. I got to try to mix it in. But so we found a new neurologist here where I live that was able to do different testing, and finally I have a diagnosis that's not good, but it's positive through tests, like it's proven. So what my son has is, in addition to his autism, which he's high functioning usually, is he has something called prolonged encephalopathy, which is degenerative brain disease caused by his infection, the immune system attacking his brain. So every time he gets sick, he loses function and damages him. And then what's happening, a side effect to all this, he has gotten something called catatonia, which he will have spells where he can't move or do anything. He gets stuck. And there's no forcing him. You can't make him move or do a thing. And the sad thing is he knows what's going on. He says, "Mommy, why can't this stop? Mommy, why can't I get better? Mommy, I'm losing so much. I'm not having fun." And then so we had this new doctor's giving him new medicine, like steroids. And as soon as he was on that, he started remembering things. Like, "Mom, did I lose 4 years? Mom, did I, what year is it, Mom?" He doesn't have concept of time. He understands years, though. He doesn't know what 30 minutes or 10 minutes or a day or a week, but he knows years. And he's like, "Did I have my 16th birthday? I don't think I had fun at Christmas." He wants to have a big birthday party because he didn't remember when he turned 16. And we, normally we just have regular birthday parties, not big ones. We just go dinner as a family, but because of so much going on, I'm going to try to have a big family birthday party. I hope my family comes. I hope so. But he can't stay on this medicine for long because it affects your immune system, so he had to be taken off. Which he's stable now, but they're trying to do, waiting on insurance to approve things is horrible, but they're trying to do IVIG infusions, which should help reverse or at least stop what's going on. So that's what we're doing right now. And then the catatonia, he has to have medicine for when that happens. It happens every single day of his life. Good days, it's from several minutes to an hour. Several times a day, he just will stare and can't move. And then on the bad times when he's sick, when the encephalopathy takes over, it can last for days with little clarity in between to possibly maybe just eat and drink. So, and that we have medicine to keep him from doing that for days at least. So when he goes into the bad times, the medicine will help keep him from, like, it will bring him out of it if he ends up doing that. So hopefully that medicine we used, and it's stabilized him for now. So he only has small catatonic states throughout the day. But that's that. So if you see my little boy walking through and he acts funny, please don't make any comments. And I probably won't even answer them because I have so much. Right now he's asleep, so I'm able to do this. But if I don't answer or talk to anybody in the comments, it's because I just don't have the time. I just don't. So, or the energy to even get involved. I don't do drama, and that's another reason why all these years my daughter's like, you need to do this. And that's why I didn't. I just don't want to get into the drama. But for the most part, it's just going to be me canning and doing all the little things I do.